have breaking developments from inside the world of the British royal family, and what has just surfaced is sending shockwaves through social media, sparking debate, confusion, and a flood of criticism that's growing by the hour. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, has stepped into yet another controversy, but this time it isn't about something she said in an interview, it's about the way she reportedly insisted on being introduced during one. A single detail in a Harper's Bazaar profile has set off a storm of ridicule and raised uncomfortable questions about authenticity, image management, and what Meghan truly believes about the royal titles she once claimed meant nothing to her. According to the journalist who conducted the interview, when she arrived at a friend's brownstone on Manhattan's Upper East Side for what was supposed to be a relaxed conversation, the house manager formally announced Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, even though the only people present were the interviewer and Meghan herself. A ceremonial introduction for a private interview in an empty living room. And the tiny moment has now exploded into a global talking point. The reason this is causing such a strong reaction is the sharp contrast it creates with Meghan's previous statements. Many people remember her telling Oprah Winfrey that titles held no value for her, that she cared about personal integrity, meaningful work, and raising her family away from the pressures of status. But now, years after stepping back from royal duties and building a life in California, we're discovering that she is allegedly still requesting full formal title introductions even in casual, behind-the-scenes settings. Royal watchers and critics online pounced instantly. Social media erupted with disbelief, jokes, and accusations that Meghan is clinging harder than ever to the very royal identity she said she was happy to walk away from. And if you want to stay informed on every twist in this unfolding Sussex saga, this is the moment to subscribe to Royals Explored and turn on notifications, because what lies beneath this story goes far deeper than one awkward introduction. It goes to the heart of who Meghan wants to be publicly and privately, and whether she has truly let go of royal life or whether she's more attached to her Duchess status than she has ever admitted. The interview, part of Harper's Bazaar's December 2025 and January 2026 issue, was intended to present Meghan as relaxed and thriving away from traditional royal expectations while she promoted her festive Netflix release, With Love, Meghan. The journalist, Caitlin Green, described the meeting with careful detail, and the sentence about the formal announcement instantly became the most discussed part of the entire piece. It wasn't a formal event. It wasn't a royal engagement. It wasn't a dinner with dignitaries. It was simply two people in a brownstone. And yet, the announcement of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, echoed through the space as if protocol demanded it. This raises an obvious question: was this done on Meghan's request? Or has her team established a rule that her title must always be spoken aloud? Either way, it presents a version of Meghan that conflicts with the persona she has repeatedly projected, someone who left status behind and embraced authenticity over aristocracy. Online reactions were immediate and intense. People questioned if the sentence was even real, while others suggested that this level of formality has always been part of Meghan's personal brand, despite her public claims. Some commenters mocked the idea that she would have a doorman or house manager announce a title she once seemed eager to distance herself from. Others argued that if Meghan continues to emphasize her Duchess role, the royal family may eventually reconsider whether she should keep it at all. And critics resurfaced her Oprah interview, asking why she stated titles meant nothing when she now appears deeply invested in how she is addressed. Still others speculated that Meghan's insistence on title recognition is a strategic attempt to ensure the Duchess of Sussex brand remains firmly attached to her identity, making it harder for the monarchy to ever take it away. Another wave of commentary framed the situation as unsurprising, pointing to patterns they believe Meghan has shown for years, carefully curating her image while simultaneously denying any interest in status. Yet beyond the title debate, the interview also highlighted Meghan's comments about her family life, her appreciation for working from home, and her 9-year relationship with Prince Harry. But all of these more heartfelt details have been overshadowed by a single ceremonial introduction, raising the question of why this moment struck such a nerve. To understand this, it's necessary to look back at Meghan's history with the institution she married into. When she wed Prince Harry in 2018 and became Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex, she stepped into centuries of tradition, responsibility, and public expectation. During her brief time as a working royal, she was praised by some for bringing modern style to the monarchy and criticized by others for clashing with long-standing customs. These tensions ultimately led to the couple's dramatic 2020 decision to step back from royal duties. As part of the exit agreement, Meghan and Harry agreed not to use their HRH titles commercially, but they kept their Duke and Duchess titles, which created a delicate gray area around when and how those titles could be used. Meghan has consistently used hers in media projects, philanthropy, and public appearances, despite previously downplaying its importance. And this is the contradiction critics have seized on. If titles truly don't matter, why hold on so tightly to the Duchess identity? Why require formal announcements when there is no audience? The media reaction has been global and deeply divided. British tabloid headlines have focused on the perceived hypocrisy, while some American outlets have downplayed it, arguing that Meghan has the right to use a title that is legally hers. Others in the United States have described the situation as evidence of the contradictions of celebrity culture. European and Commonwealth media have largely treated it as both amusing and revealing, noting that such formality feels outdated, especially from someone who claims to stand for modern values. Experts are similarly split. Some argue Meghan is being unfairly targeted, while others say the incident reflects the ongoing problem of trying to exist halfway in and halfway out of the royal system. And this moment carries major implications for the Sussex brand, for their media ventures, for their relationship with the monarchy, and for future discussions about royal titles in general. It also raises questions about their children's titles and whether the couple's past statements about privacy and normality still hold true. Behind the scenes, advisors on both sides are almost certainly discussing strategy. Will Meghan double down on title use? Will she quietly ease off? Will the palace consider removing the titles altogether? Each option comes with risks of backlash and further drama. With Meghan's Netflix projects releasing shortly, the world will soon see how she handles the next wave of publicity, whether she maintains the Duchess branding, and whether interviewers dare to bring up this controversy on camera. This story connects to a larger pattern that has defined the Sussex era. They say they want distance from royalty, yet maintain the privileges. They insist they want privacy, yet choose projects that require extensive public exposure. They express frustration with titles, yet rely heavily on those same titles for recognition. The image of a house manager announcing Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, to a single journalist perfectly symbolizes the contradictions that have followed her since leaving the royal family. It raises important questions about authenticity, intention, and the balancing act between royal identity and personal independence. Whether this moment becomes a minor footnote or the start of bigger developments remains to be seen, especially as the holiday season and media promotional cycle unfold. The real issue is not whether Meghan may use her title, she is legally entitled to it, but whether her actions align with her public statements, and what that means for her credibility moving forward. And now I want to hear from you. Do you believe Meghan has every right to use her Duchess title however she chooses? Or do you see a contradiction in claiming titles don't matter while requiring them to be formally announced in private? Is the backlash fair criticism or proof of deeper bias and double standards? Share your thoughts below. This discussion is only beginning, and your perspective helps shape what comes next on Royals Explored. Subscribed yet? Because this story is nowhere near over.